Party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. You know what I'm eating? These nuts.
These nuts.
It's Monday.
There it is.
Listen to that crunch.
What a great weekend.
Fantastic.
Gosh.
I want everybody to come out this weekend and see us in Salt Lake City. Come hang with us. You can go to watchchad.com. Get everything you need. You can get tickets to that show. You can come see us in Port Charlotte, Florida. We're going to be there. We're going to be at Billy Bob's, Texas on the 23rd of this month. Steve Helms is going to participate in that one, too.
How did you get him booked? That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
find right there, dude.
He wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, no shit. That's the truth.
Then
Interrupt
August
him writing
20th,
a book.
we're going to be in Casper, Wyoming, August 20th. All kinds of stuff going on. We got shows coming up in 2022. It's insane.
The calendar's filled up fast.
It's insane how all this stuff's going on.
Are we going to call this the No Mask Tour or something?
I like it.
No, but I've had ideas. I've had some interesting ideas. What was it that Travis Tritt and Marty Stewart did years ago? It was the No Hats.
Hat tour.
Yeah, we'll do the No Mask tour.
No hat tour.
I feel demasculated.
Do you feel demasculated?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got nuts in my mouth.
How about Hoodwinked America?
Relatable.
You know, they had that article that came out last week that said that even if vaccines were developed, that they were still going to mandate masks and distancing, right?
Yeah, they said even if there's a vaccine, that doesn't mean that the masks and social distancing goes away, guys. We still have to do that.
Yeah.
The vaccine is not a magic solution,
We're gonna
I
have
think
to
is what
leave.
they said.
I can't do it anymore. We're
Go
gonna.
to Greece. I think that's the place to go.
Yeah,
these
it's
days.
If that doesn't make it perfectly obvious what this is really about, I don't know what does.
Yeah. 100%. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson have now become citizens of Greece. Maybe they don't have an extradition thing that's so easy for pedophiles. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean,
Hey-o.
I'm not saying they are. I'm
Do
just
you
saying.
think he is involved in any of that hoopla and stuff?
Oh, I
Because
have
there's
no idea.
conspiracy theories and stuff
I have
out
no
there.
idea if he's involved in anything. I'm sure he's a great person.
It's
There's
just a
a-
coincidence
Yeah, it's
that they
completely
just did that.
coincidence. I mean, they're all coincidences. All the stuff that any of these people have anything to do. I mean, they don't have anything to do. It's just coincidental.
Yeah.
Wilson.
I mean, all of these things that are out there, whether it's Wayfair or whatever. I mean, it's just purely coincidental that they got those numbers exactly right. I don't know. And the names matched. I don't know. It's crazy.
Weird how that works
how
out.
that stuff works out. But anyway, we can go to Greece. Go to Greece. Greece.
I've been there. It's really nice.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Their economy sucks, but
I floated by there once.
makes you wonder why you'd want to go there. You know,
Athens, Mykonos.
when their economy completely collapsed, just a couple of years ago. But what do I know? I am not a one percenter. I'm not an elite. I'm not one of the elite of the elites. I got a pickup truck and a place to lay my head at night, and I consider myself a rich man.
You got him a double wide trailer.
Okay, but your pickup truck's pretty nice.
It's all right.
And a lot of guns.
I have a lot of guns. I hate coming in y'all's store because I keep buying stuff.
Ugh.
It's insane.
My
I gotta have it
husband
all.
was
Gotta
just-
have it all.
Yeah, my husband was just writing down his list. He got with a friend and he was like, "Oh, we're talking about all the guns we're gonna buy." I'm like, "Great,
That's
Natalie, what kind of a deal can I get?"
Think about that,
Whatever
though.
you want.
Consumer confidence is still high. Even with jobs where they are and stuff like that. Everybody's still spending money.
Record high gun sales.
Yeah.
I don't know about everything, but guns are pretty important right now when you don't know what's happening in the world.
Well, we got a big show. We got some good videos coming up, and we've also got some good stuff to talk about. I'm tired of being a negative Nancy. I'm tired of being negative, but we're going to be negative today. So maybe tomorrow we'll find something to be happy about. I'm so tired of talking about racism. I'm so tired of talking about coronavirus. And, if we're going to deal with headlines, that's what we're going to get. I'm just going to preach the gospel to y'all. How about that?
Amen.
Yes,
See if Steve
Lord
can-
Jesus.
Yes, come on, Jesus.
Yes.
Y'all think I'm kidding? We will talk about the wages of sin, the free gift of God.
Come on.
We will.
Talking about you, Natalie.
Oh,
Death. Let's talk about death.
We'll have an intervention for Sarah and her drinking, her pregnant drinking. Yeah.
ooh, start that rumor.
That was that's a joke, everyone. Just so we're
You
clear.
can't joke anymore. That's
Why do
the
you
thing.
think I'm so bitchy all the time? Because I'm not drinking.
We got to do this because we got to go to a break. Hey, while the left embraces cancel culture, let's get in on the action. Cancel your leftist-supporting cell phone provider and make the switch to America's only conservative cell phone carrier. That's Patriot Mobile. You've heard me talk about it. I love them. Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they will never charge you hidden fees. And unlike Big Mobile, they won't send your hard-earned money to Planned Parenthood or other leftist causes. And you're going to get the same reliable nationwide service and support at from a company that loves this country, shares your values, supports our Constitution, and puts people before profits. Switching is easy. You get to keep your number. You can bring your own phone. You can buy one from them. Right now, when you join their family of freedom-loving Americans, I want you to get free activation plus a free gift with the offer code CHAD. Veterans and first responders are going to save even more, so please make the switch today. Call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT, or visit patriotmobile.com/Chad and get your customized plan starting at just $25. 972-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Chad. Be right back. All right, we are back. Here's what I want to do. I want us to climb right into a couple of videos here. These are some we didn't get to last week. These protesters, they are well-meaning. They're 100% well-meaning.
I'm sure.
They do. Here's one who wished some very well wishes upon the U.S. of A.
Hi everyone. As many of you know, my name is Lilith Sinclair. I am an Afro-Indigenous, non-binary local organizer here in Portland, organizing for the abolition of not just the militarized police state, but also the United States as we know it.
Oh my God.
I want to make sure that while we are standing here on stolen land, we make sure to do a land acknowledgement.
Okay, here's what we got to do. We got to play that again. I can't get enough of Lilith. Can we play that one more time? I want to get all of her adjectives.
As many of you know, my name is Lilith Sinclair. I am an Afro-Indigenous, non-binary local organizer here in Portland, organizing for the abolition of not just the militarized police state, but also the United States as we know it.
So wants to abolish.
I want to make sure that while we are standing here on stolen land, we make sure to do a land acknowledgement.
Candace?
And where it cuts off, I think she was talking about doing a land acknowledgement. So going back to like who originally owned the land, whatever tribe or nationality owned that particular spot in Portland that has now been, urbanized.
Yeah, we can go back to the
years.
Aleutians. I mean, the Aleutian Indians, I guess. That's Portland. So who knows came before them.
But she's an indigenous
Afro-Indigenous, non-binary.
Afro-Indigenous, non-binary.
Non-binary. Is that like a barista?
No, those are up in Seattle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she doesn't have to stand there on that stolen land. I just want to make sure we're clear on that. There's no one making her or any of them stand on that stolen land. They can leave.
Stand on there reading from her iPhone.
Yeah, that's right.
On that stolen land.
And they start clapping. Woo, 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 woo. I am an Afro-Indigenous, non-binary, blah, 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 with her pop socket on the back of the iPhone. And her glasses made of petroleum products, as well as the necklaces around her neck. And she's bejeweled on her fingers. Those pins and buttons on her denim jacket, which was made in China, they are also petroleum products.
Yeah.
And that mask as well does very good for the environment in its manufacturing process. And then you got priest Father Dipshit behind her back there who's just breathing in and out of his
That mask
deal.
has seen better
Ain't he
days.
wearing one of those African?
I mean, it looks like he's got
things?
looks like he's got some depends on his face.
That's a compromised mask.
I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What's that
Do they
cloth?
not realize what she's saying, or did they know exactly what she's saying?
Well, they're just glad she
I
can
don't think
spit all those lists out without stuttering. And
I don't think she knows what she said.
she has no
mean,
clue.
She
She's
said a lot.
Afro-Indigenous,
She said a lot.
She's just here for the plight of the Afro-Indigenous people.
Well, let's break it down.
Yeah.
Okay, she identified who she is and what she is. All right. And then how she identifies. Great. And then she wants to say she's there to call for the abolition of not only the militarized police state. She's not going to abolish it. She's calling for it. Then, as well as the United States of America as we know it, while we stand here on stolen land. That's what we heard. So what you going to do, Lilith? What are you going to do to abolish the United States as we know it? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because we just told you, we just described you, what we see of you. You are 100% a 21st century, first world United States citizen with all of its accoutrements and accessories that come along with it. So, good luck, Lilith. You're going to have a long, very frustrating life.
Well,
very frustrating life.
Also, you first.
Yeah.
You first.
That's my point. You don't have to stay on that stolen land.
Yeah, you first. Get rid of your phone. Get rid of your clothes. Get rid of your glasses. Get rid of all of these niceties that you have benefited from living on this stolen land.
I'd like to know where she lives.
And show us how it's done, Lilith.
With
I'd
her
like to know
mother?
where she lives. Huh?
With her mother?
In the basement.
Well, I mean, they need to give
Maybe.
it. They need to give it back to some Native Americans
It's
or
true.
something. And I mean, and even calling them Native Americans is cultural appropriation, cultural insult. Because were they really Americans? Well, America was named after an Italian, Amerigo Vespucci. So why are we going to continue to use that, appropriate that Italian name to describe someone who is a native? Why don't you just call them natives? Oh, that's right. It's racist. If I say the natives are restless, that's racist, right?
And you could trace back the natives' ancestry. And where does it take you? It goes back further than America.
It goes way back. Oh. If you're native to America, you can't prove who was Native American. Can you? I mean, who is it? Did they cross over from a Siberian ice bridge over into Alaska and migrate down through Western Canada into the United States? You know, like many of the Mongols did. Yeah. You know, if I say Mongolian, you know, if I say that, you know, that's why we talk about Indians of America having high cheekbones. Why? Because they're Mongolian. Oh, that's racist. No, it's a description of who they are. See, my point I'm not just running off. I'm just saying that words have meanings, and those words matter. How you describe things, how you mention things. She wants to talk about herself Afro-Indigenous. Indigenous. Do y'all know what indigenous means? Indigenous means that I'm from here. I am from in this land. I'm Afro-Indigenous. Okay. Now, if you're on stolen land, and that stolen land was migrated to and settled by Mongolians, they're not Afro anything. No. So if you want, they're Mongoloids. Okay. So if you want to say their skull structure is Mongoloidal, if you want to say that you're Afro-Indigenous, well, Afro is an indigenous, is not an indigenous people to Portland, Oregon.
Correct.
So shut the up. That's how stupid it is. You're not any of that. You're not non-binary.
What does that mean again?
Identifies as neither male or female.
You don't identify. You're not. Your binary is two. Bi.
Okay.
Right. So that's two. So that means I'm choosing to not identify either way.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm a man. I'm not saying I'm a woman. I'm just me.
So you're just not accepting of whatever parts you got.
It's really not even about gender in that regard, because so many people overuse that thing. So that's the thing that just irritates me to death. It's just like I need you to accept me. Well, I refuse to just accept you on the basis of your ignorance. How about that? And that priest is back there just clapping like, okay, sister, let me breathe through my depends. Oh, is that a kid under my cloak?
Really?
Oh, my
what is
God.
wrong with his mask?
Why does
it look like that?
I feel like that was a Halloween costume, and he's just back there to stand.
Oh, he's back there in his shanty cloth. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Don't forget. His sash is actually, you know, his little
But the mask
That's an
is
Ashanti
so
cloth,
sad.
which we've talked about the Ashanti culture and how present day Ghana, Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, and Nigeria was the Ashanti kingdom, specifically in Ghana. That is where the basis of the slave trade was. That's where they so here he is. He's appropriating the Ashanti culture, which were the slave capturers and the slave traders. He's appropriating Ashanti culture and basically siding with the people who bought and sold their enemies and even their own people who disobeyed the chief.
Uh-oh.
It's true.
That's awkward.
Buddy
The
has
whole
a
damn
mask on.
picture's awkward. The whole video's awkward. But what do I know? I just wear a cowboy hat and talk in my truck every now and then. People.
Are you truck indigenous? Are you? Is that where you're from? Is your truck?
A joke hit my head right there and I can't say it.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. It's funny to me though. Okay. Oh man, why am I trying to run for public office? This is stupid. This is insane, the things I put myself through. I'll tell you why, because I'm honest. I'm honest, and I can laugh at myself and I can laugh at you and we can laugh together. Oh my goodness gracious.
I feel like the chick in that video hasn't laughed her entire life.
No.
There's so much joylessness.
Poor dude.
And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being
I know.
extremely
Dude,
serious when I
it's
say
sad.
that. I feel like she has not laughed one time in her freaking life.
Imagine living in the greatest country on the planet
And being so
and
pissed
feeling
off about
so
Yeah.
persecuted,
Yeah.
feeling so depressed that you are blessed.
Right, because you're like clearly you're benefiting from all of the societal things that we have that are nice, but you're so, I don't know, entitled, spoiled that you don't even know it. You think that you're oppressed because you like there's no perspective there, right? I'm sure she's never been to a third world country like you have so many times. I'm sure she's never been outside of her little bubble, so she has no clue what oppression really is.
Well, you know, I've debated with atheists and agnostics over the years, and a lot of times they come up with the problem of evil. If there's a God who says, you say he's good, why does evil exist? And sometimes I'll catch them in kind of just a philosophical spot there when I say, you know, if would you like it if God abolished evil right now in the world? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, well, should he start with you? Because we've all done evil things.
Right.
But thankfully, God doesn't just abolish evil in the world. Well, she wants to abolish the United States of America as we know it. What would that do to your life, Sugar, if suddenly the way we know it as the United States was suddenly abolished? You just literally watch her, poof, she'd be naked in the street with no phone in her hand.
Yep.
Those glasses would be gone and there would be nothing.
Food would be hard to come by.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look like, not that she doesn't look healthy, but
Oh, here we
she's
go.
eating.
She looks healthy.
She's eating.
She's eating. And is she prepared if she really wants to do what she wants to do to the U.S. for her to be able to protect herself and fend for herself?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
And why are we even bringing this up? I mean, the reason we talk about these things is because, one, these are the things that people who watch and listen to this show need to use for their debates. You've got to call people out for their crap. Just because you can string a bunch of words together and say, I'm Afro-Indigenous, non-binary, blah, 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 that you've got to be able to call people out. Don't get lost in their big words. Don't get lost in the crap. You put it back on them. I love what Andrew Breitbart used to say. You know, if I'm getting into a debate, then I'm going to bring the attack to you. I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to attack you. And so, you know, that's what people have got to do. It's just what they've got to do. Oh, DC, let me sell something. We got anything to sell? Is there anything to sell on this thing? Oh, there is. It's about hair. One Steve has it and one Steve not so much. A lot of you folks out there, you've noticed your hair isn't looking as full as it used to, and losing your hair isn't any fun. So let's talk about your options, okay? You ready? You can go to your doctor for a hair loss treatment prescription, and then you go visit the pharmacy. And it's going to be expensive. You try not to go broke. You can do hair replacement procedures, all that. It's painful. It's expensive. A lot of stuff we do just to avoid going bald. You can try Keeps from the comfort of your own home. You'll get the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but Keeps offers the generic versions for about half the cost. And one more thing, you'll love it. The thing about Keeps that you're going to love, I should say, is it's all online. You just answer a few questions, snap a couple of pictures of your hair, and a licensed doctor is going to review your info and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's going to be shipped directly to your door, so why make unnecessary trips, and expensive trips, by the way, to the doctor and the drugstore when you can do it all from home? So I'm going to get you started with a special deal. Go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/loss for 50% off your first order of Keeps hair loss treatments. That's Keeps.com/loss, Keeps.com/loss, and we'll be right back. Yeah, boy, howdy. Let's get some more protest footage. I love watching this crazy stuff, Candace. Pull some more of it up. I'm in a mood. Let's do it. Oh, here they go. They got the fireworks out there. It must be the 4th of July out there. Oh, wait, no, that looks a little more violent than all that.
Looks like a movie set.
If you got, I was going to say, if you got your phone out and you're videoing, you're not that serious about what you're doing.
Yeah, that's some footage from Elijah Schaefer, our very own Elijah Schaefer, the host of Slightly Offensive. Boy, Elijah, he's a go-getter, man. I'll tell you what, that kid. Go ahead and give us another video. You got some more of that stuff. Here they are. Throw the tear gas stuff. I heard that Elijah actually got hit in the leg just below the knee.
Yeah.
Banged him up pretty good with a tear gas canister.
I mean, he's right there in the middle of it.
Yeah.
He is brave.
What's the doctor doing with his arms up in the shot?
No. There's a fine line between brave and what's that other word?
Well, the thing about Elijah, in my opinion of Elijah, I'll say that, but the thing about Elijah that I see and I appreciate is he puts his money where his mouth is in a regard that he gets on the plane, he goes to these places. You know, I think he's already heard of some places where other protests are planned now, and he's already planning on his travels to these places. I think he was in Washington, D.C. last week, and, you know, a lot of things that are going on out there. He's like, I'm taking the fight to you. Yeah. Right? So pray for Elijah. Pray for him. He's pretty strong on Twitter, too, so follow him. It's Slightly Offensive.
He has no fear.
Pray for me because he keeps trying to get me to go with him. He said, once I have the baby, once you have the baby, you got to come with me. I'm like, I watch your footage, dude. I don't want to be involved in that. I can't take my gun with me to these places either.
You know, he's invited me to go several times, and I would gladly go in the sense of, but here's why Elijah's good at doing what Elijah does. He's called to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's his passion. That's his thing.
Yes.
You know, people need to stay in their lane, because here's what would happen if I went out there. I'd beat the ever-living shit out of somebody.
And stop and take selfies along the way.
That's right. Or I'd get my own ass beat, but I don't have that kind of patience to go out there and put up with nonsense.
Well, do you know my favorite part about what he does, you know, because he's with BlazeTV, that, like, he said it's part of their contract that he has to wear Blaze Media apparel.
I
so
know.
he has to wear the hat that says Blaze Media, which just has to make him a target.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor guy.
You got to love him. I know. And he tries his best to make sure that he's wearing it.
He does.
That's what's funny.
He does.
Now, there are times, though, when you go on, like, if you go on certain blog posts and things like Antifa stuff and kind of dig down in there, they dox him. I mean, they target him. I mean, he's a well-known target in the world of Antifa. So, yeah, you'll see. But that's Portland, right? That's Portland. And that's, don't come down here and do that in my neighborhood.
It's just peaceful protesting, though. What are you talking about?
Don't come down here and do that in our neighborhoods. I'm just saying, don't do it. Oh, man. I want to get into this opinion piece right here. The cult of selfishness is killing America. This is Paul Krugman, New York Times. He says, America's response to the coronavirus has been a lose-lose proposition. I think most of us would agree with that in a big way. He says the Trump administration and governors like Florida's Ron DeSantis insisted that there was no trade-off between economic growth and controlling the disease, and they were right, but not in the way they expected. Premature reopening led to a surge in infections. Adjusted for population, Americans are currently dying from COVID-19 at around 15 times the rate in the European Union or Canada. I'm tired of us being compared to Europe or Canada, okay? We're not Europe. We're not Canada. I mean, where in Europe? Why don't we compare ourselves to Sweden, who didn't shut everything down, and yet they spiked and went right back down. They flattened their curve without killing themselves, without killing the economy, right? I have some disagreements in how we've handled things, but don't say Trump did this and Ron DeSantis did this. There's some other governors out there, too, who have, Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom and Whitmer and all those, in Michigan, they didn't all do it right either in terms of closing and opening. Nobody knew. Right. Nobody knew. Again, my position is we should have never closed. Should have never closed. People were going to get sick and people were going to die. Yep. People were going to get sick and people were going to die. And those of you on the left, you know what you need to be doing? You need to condemn these funders, the money people behind sending these kids out in the streets in places like Portland and funding these rioters, and you can't tell me that you don't damn well know that that's exactly what's happening. So if you really cared about human life, one, you quit killing unborn babies, but that's another conversation for another day. Amen. But you would stop sending these kids out there to get shot in the streets, because I'm telling you, violence is coming.
But their perception is that this is going to make Donald Trump look bad.
Well, that's their thing. That's their angle. That's at least what they're doing. Krugman says, yet the rocket ship recovery Donald Trump promised has crashed and burned. Job growth appears to have stalled or reversed, especially in states that were most aggressively about lifting social distancing mandates, and early indications are that the U.S. economy is lagging behind the economies of major European nations. There he goes. We're comparing ourselves to Europe again. Anybody want to go to Europe? Anybody want to go live in Europe? Anybody? I know we said we might, be citizens of Greece. I mean, you want to go live there?
No.
I said you're buying an island.
No, but for the record, it's also a bad idea solely because, America is very obese. We have a lot of underlying health conditions. Like just that in itself.
Just like Italy has a lot of elderly.
Older people. So you can't compare a country for a country as if it's an apples to apples comparison. Right. We're a very unhealthy nation. So it makes sense that we would have more deaths from a virus that attacks people with underlying conditions or obesity.
Right. The world is a big place. Yeah. And there is very different things about cultures.
Very different.
In different places. So he says we're failing dismally on epidemiological and economic fronts. But why? On the face of it, the answer is that Trump and allies were so eager to see big jobs numbers that they ignored both infection risks and the way a resurgent pandemic would undermine the economy. As I and others have said, they failed the marshmallow test, sacrificing the future because they weren't willing to show a little patience. And there's surely a lot of explanation, but it isn't the whole story. Said people focused on restarting the economy. Politicians were eager to see the economy bounce back. Were our leaders just stupid? Well, maybe, but there's a deeper explanation of the profoundly self-destructive behavior of Trump and his allies. They were all members of America's cult of selfishness. It says the modern right in the U.S. is committed to the proposition that greed is good, and we're all better off when individuals engaged in the untrammeled pursuit of self-interest. In their vision, unrestricted profit maximization by businesses and unregulated consumer choice is the recipe for a good society. So, how do y'all feel about that? Are we just that selfish? Is that the deal? Is it all because we're just that selfish? And that's what we want to do. God forbid we want to go back to work, Steve Helms. We just want it because you're selfish, dude.
I'm selfish. I like to eat. I like to pay my bills.
Your bank is selfish.
I'm a selfish bastard.
Your mortgage company is selfish.
It's not even that either, Steve. It's like I'm selfish because I want my children's children to have an economy.
Right.
That doesn't make me selfish. I know plenty of people who are within the age range that they could be vulnerable, and they're not stopping working because they said the economy for my grandchildren is more important than me.
Sure.
That's not selfish. That's the opposite.
He says, and we got just a minute here, rational policy in a pandemic is all about taking responsibility. The main reason you shouldn't go to a bar and should wear a mask isn't self-protection, although that's part of it. The point is that the congregating in noisy, crowded spaces or exhaling droplets into shared air puts others at risk. And that's the kind of thing America's right just hates to hear. Indeed, it sometimes seems as if the right-wingers actually make a point of behaving irresponsibly. Remember how Senator Rand Paul, who was worried that he might have COVID-19, he did, wandered around the Senate and even used the gym while waiting for his test results. Just to be clear, I'm not saying Republicans are selfish. We'd be doing much better if that's all there was to it. The point instead is that the sacralized selfishness hurting their own political prospects by insisting on the right to act selfishly even when it hurts others. Interesting. We'll be right back. Man, we just get ourselves all riled up in here.
It did fire me up.
Yes.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Steve?
Taking a selfie of himself.
I was actually taking a group picture with Steve Helms and
Steve's fired up.
for my Instagram at Party Foul Steve.
You have to get permission from the NFL to publish that, by the way.
Yeah.
NFL no longer exists. Has been abolished. Along with baseball.
By an indigenous,
Afro-indigenous,
and the militarized police
non-binary.
Y'all are funny.
That was so confusing to me.
So, well, we just sat there and did a segment on selfishness. We came right back from the break, and Steve was taking a selfie of himself.
I am selfish.
Poetic.
I know
That is poetic.
I'm looking out for me. That's what I do.
No, don't say that.
Why?
I mean, are you being for real right now?
What? That I'm selfish?
That you think looking out for you and your family is considered selfish?
I don't know if it's considered selfish or not. Label it what you want, but Steve's going to keep driving on.
You just said looking out for yourself is selfish. It's self-care.
Self-care
But that's
isn't
not
selfish.
yeah, right. I agree with you. It's not selfish.
I guess selfish would mean that I don't want you doing the same thing. Just me.
Right, or
So, no,
for
I'm
you.
not-
No,
or I need you to
I
focus
think
on me.
all of the people, like Paul Krugman's argument is completely backwards because I think expecting strangers to cater to you is selfish.
Correct.
That is the epitome of selfishness. I think that it is your duty to protect me. That's selfish.
Yes.
Me saying I'm individually accountable for my own actions, and if I make a choice to go out in public, I assume the risk of that choice. That isn't selfish. That's being individually accountable.
So
That's
we've continued to come into this studio now for 4 months, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You've never seen me, and I'm not saying you won't ever, but you've never seen me broadcast or tape. None of us from our own home. We've never done any of that stuff. Sick of seeing it. We're all seemingly healthy.
Yeah.
Who knows? We might come down with the flu next week. But that's my choice. That's my choice.
As it was before COVID.
Right.
Correct.
That is my choice. If Steve Helms and the rest of us, if we want to go out to a bar, sing some songs, drink some drinks, eat some food, hang out, shoot the crap with each other, then that's up to us.
Spend money.
Up to us.
Spend money.
It's up to the people who want to go to the bar to listen to the music,
That's
whether or not they want to do it.
That's up to us if you want to do it. So come on and go with us. Now, if you don't want to, if you feel nervous, don't go.
That's basically it, dude.
Yes.
Don't shame somebody because they're living their life.
Yeah.
It's not being selfish. I'm tired of
So
hearing
here's the deal.
that shit, man.
Those people who don't want to go to the bars, they weren't going to the bars anyway.
Nope.
Right.
They weren't supporting Steve Helms' band. They weren't supporting Chad Prather's live shows. They weren't buying my T-shirts. They weren't doing it. They just like to bitch because they don't want anybody else doing it either.
Because they're the selfish ones.
Because they're the selfish ones. Thank you. See, that's the difference. This ain't about jealousy. This is about envy. See, jealousy says, I want that. I don't care if you have it, but I want it too.
Yeah.
Envy says, I want it, and I don't want you to have it. Okay? I want what I want, but I don't want you to have what you want. That's because how dare you have what you want, and I don't get what I want. So I want to take it. And that's the problem. Because at the end of the day, those people, they weren't going to the bars anyway. Paul Krugman, whatever his damn name is, Paul Kliberman, Krugman wasn't going to the bars.
No.
See, he just sat there and said, damn you for doing what you care about doing. You're selfish for doing what you care about doing. But I'd love to spend a day with him, walking in his shoes, and let's talk to him about all the things he does. You go to the grocery store, Paul? You shop? I mean, how's the market in New York, buddy? You just quit eating? I mean, did you just quit eating? I mean, look, I could survive. I could survive at my house for a long, long time on what's in my house. I bet Paul can't.
No.
I can survive a long time. Steve can survive a long time.
I can survive a long time at Chad's house. Mine too, though.
Depends on if you can find which house.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I could survive a long time with the stuff that I can have access to because we prepared. People prepare. Paul didn't.
No.
He's selfish. He's a consumer. He'll go to the market today and get what he needs to eat. He'll go to the restaurant today. But Steve Helms wants to go out and make a living doing what he does. His platform requires that he be in a place that allows for live music. He's an entertainer. Same with so many people across the board. But these people who wouldn't darken the door and drop a $20 bill in his pocket are going to tell everybody, you're being selfish. You're just trying to kill everybody. Well, Paul, you going to feed Steve Helms?
Exactly.
Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeding Steve Helms.
That's a pretty big bill.
Steve Helms has expensive.
He's always
palates.
ready to eat.
Always ready to eat.
He's got expensive palate. Hey man, let's go get us a good scotch and a steak. Okay.
And who's the first one to go? Okay, let's go.
Because I got expensive palate myself. Anyway.
Stop being selfish.
Well,
He ain't got a selfish bone in his body.
I tell you that. My thing is, I like to. I want every person to do what they want to do, right? I mean, now if you were coming in my house and you're a stranger, place where I live and pay for, well, I don't want you in there, mask or no mask.
But that's at any point.
That's at any point.
Pre-COVID,
But,
I don't want you in
if
my
I
house.
don't want to breathe your Walmart germs, I mean, my Lord. I mean, honestly, y'all been to Walmart. I mean, now you worried about the germs in there?
COVID's the last thing I'm worried about when I go to Walmart.
Holy crap. I mean, now you worried about the germs in the Walmart. And people giving you caustic stares and glares and wanting to call the police on you and mace you in a damn dog park. And I'm like, really? You out there? You people go to the dog park. I live out in the country, man. My dogs shit where they are. You people go to the dog park and you reach down with your hand and pick up their delicate defecation and put it in a sack. And y'all are worried about the COVID? I mean, give me a break, man. You're going to pick up a dog's doo-doo and put it in a bag and then take it home with you. You take it home.
I think they have trash cans.
They might. You walk to the house with it. Go out there after playing with dog poo. Don't have a dog. You know? It's true.
It's true.
What if your dog gets the parvo? What if your dog gets the rabies? I need your dog to put on a damn mask. How do I know your dog ain't breathing the coronavirus out? How do I know your dog doesn't have it? You understand animals have had a form of coronavirus since the 60s. I know these things. Don't ask me how, but I do. And I'm just saying, how do I know your dog ain't got this manufactured strain that came from China? How do I know? I'm going to need all you to kill your animals.
If you don't, you're selfish.
You're selfish, Paul Krugman. If you don't euthanize your dog today,
He doesn't even have
that
a dog.
dog could kill someone. Your little French poodle, little fifi dog with the painted pink toenails, selfish ass dog, eats the kibble straight out of the glass dish like that Fancy Feast cat, stupid ass cat that probably is giving you the cat scratch fever.
The cat doesn't have anything to do with this, Chad.
Cat scratch fever.
Keep the cat out of this.
If you missed my episode with Shemaine Nugent last week, make sure you go back and watch that episode. We had a lot of fun together. And that's on her show, not mine. You know what I'm talking about. Me and Ted's wife had to hang out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aunt Nugent. Aunt Ted. But it's gotten insane, Candace. People kissing with masks on. Selfish. People eating their food with holes in the mask. People drinking alcohol and then trying to drive home and killing people there. Oh, man. You better put one of them LeBron masks on the front of your car. That'll keep everybody safe right there.
Remember when those were a thing?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah.
LeBron. You know what a LeBron is? Mm-hmm. Candace?
You
know what a LeBron right there? It protects the front of your car.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a COVID for a car right there. Boy, howdy. That's how insane the world's gotten, y'all. Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. All right.
I like how Sarah and Natalie talk right up until that 3, 2, 1,
You know what that's
0.
called? Being a professional. That's what that's called.
And I think
I
you're
bet
guilty
you.
too.
I know how to go. Soup. I'm ready.
Scene.
Oh, yeah. Boy, howdy. I want everybody to go to watchchad.com. Come hang out with us in Salt Lake City and then also in Port Charlotte, Florida. So we're going from one end to the other, buddy.
We're doing it.
We're going
I'm
from we're going from Salt Lake City, which is one of my favorite places to go and visit, down to Port Charlotte, Florida. We're going to visit some friends in both places, have a good old time.
Are we going home in between?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to Casper, Wyoming. Steve's going with us. Gentle Ben McPherson's going. Simple Ben.
Ben McFiddle guy.
Simple Ben McFiddle guy.
Simple Ben McFiddle
I don't know how
guy.
you memorize all these dates.
Yeah, and then we're going to be here on the 23rd. And then we'll see. We've got some other dates we're working on. It might happen after the Port Charlotte, Florida deal. They want us in Georgia, up in the Atlanta area. They want us in Jackson, Mississippi. They want us in Memphis, Tennessee. They want us in some other places. I can't remember right now. I think someplace. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. We got to get those dates confirmed. But we got a lot going on, so watchchad.com has all the fun stuff. We appreciate the support you give us when you head over there. Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered on YouTube. It's free. Get all of her crazy thoughts and wildness. And her, boy, you really know how to trigger people.
It's a gift.
It really
It is a gift of
is.
mine.
Like, you just come at them. Like, I'm not trying to do it, and I do it, but you really just, bam, right in your face.
I stopped caring a long time ago what people thought of me. So.
I know, right? You care what I care.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fair.
It matters. Work wife. SteveHelmsBand.com. Go get some of his music. It's good. And also Party Foul Nation and Party Foul Steve on Instagram, partyfoulnation.com. And Natalie Woods 22. Natalie Woods.
Honorable
22.
mention.
Why are you
Honorable
always laughing
mention
about
there.
the nonsense?
Honorable
just
mention.
No, we
It
want
is
everybody
nonsense.
following her. We want everybody following Natalie. That's right. We love
would
y'all.
you
God
not?
bless you. It's going to be a good week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.